Peace and blessing, everybody. Welcome to another scarf tutorial. This one is a special shout out to my fellow Acadians in New Brunswick. Bonne fête des Acadiens tout le monde. For those of you who don't know what an Acadian is, just a really short history. We came to Canada on the East Coast in 1604. We were given to the British in 1710, and then the British decided to get rid of us in 1755, so we were deported in what is now called the Great Expulsion, also known as the Grand Dérangement in French. However, many Acadians have come back to the area, and we celebrate our coming back and also fighting so hard to maintain our way of life and our culture and our language, etc. Every year on the Fête de l'Assomption, which is the 15th of August. So this is the Acadian flag, so it has the blue, the star, the white, and the red. And I will try and replicate that in hijab. So as you see, I already have the blue scarf on. Now if you want to know how I did this look, go to tutorial number 14, the homemade ninja underscarf. This is what I did for this. If you have a ninja underscarf, you can just use that instead. Now, of course, I'm using this in those specific colors for Acadian Day. However, if you're trying to just have a very pretty look, it doesn't have to be these specific colors. I'm sure you can do it with some of your own. So now, for the golden star, I will be using these little braided hair bands, which I got from the Ardennes or Claire's. I'm not even really sure. I can't remember quite well. But basically, they were a pack of 3. They had a silver, a gold, and a black one, and they were super cheap. So look them up, try and find them. I mean, they can be any headbands. It doesn't have to be this one specifically. But as I said, I wanted to have the gold for the little star in there. There you go. I keep thinking my shirt is backwards, by the way. So I keep pointing like this way for things. I'm sorry. I'd like to apologize in advance. Okay, so now I'm going to take the white shawl. And now, I don't know if you noticed, but all of these are very sheer shawls, because wearing 3 of them on my head, I want them to be quite, quite light, so it doesn't fall. So you're going to put it about centered. Doesn't have to be exactly centered, as long as it's kind of there. So just leave some space so that you can see the first color in there. And you're just going to tie it, just a knot, as we've used in so many different styles before. There you go. Now you're going to position it so it looks okay. Tight, and there you go. Alright, so now you see this is the red scarf. The white scarf. Now it's time for the red scarf. Now, as you can see, I'm not going to play with those yet. They will come into play later. This scarf is the same one I used on the Double Canada Day tutorial. However, because I don't want these shiny design, because there is no silver in the red part, I'm going to be putting it backwards. I know it looks funny, but it's a little better. So for this one, because you're pinning it so much further down, what I do is I actually pin it. So just using a straight pin, pinning it at the top. Okay, it's a little too much at the top. Okay, so what you're going to do now is just twist it underneath. I don't recommend doing another knot. It's going to get very thick in the back otherwise. But just kind of twist it and take the one part. Now, I always try and make sure that, because I don't want the little spirally tornado thingies, I'm going to be putting it backwards. So if there's a side that you'd rather use for your scarf, in this case, try and get her done that way. So spin it, pin on your head. Now there's always, even though you're trying to get it in center, there's always seems to be one side that'll be longer than the other. Try and get the shorter side pinned first, just because it'll actually look better afterwards. So same thing with this side. Mine has little fringes, so right now I'm just going to try and make sure that those are inside because I don't want the fringes on both sides happening here. Alright, so you see like this side is longer. It's actually better to have only one to pin that one on top. And pin. And you might want to pin on both sides if you see that it's a little loose, just so it doesn't slip away. I mean, I have to wear this all day at work, so. And yes, I'm going to work like this. Don't judge me. Okay, so now you've pinned it. You have this wonderful, I don't know, braidish thing, hair. I don't know. I like it. Alright, so now you're going to go back to your white string. So again, I know that trying to pin it in the middle equals still not quite the middle. So there's always going to be one that's longer. So what you're going to do is actually, well, not the blue one. Bring it together at the top of your head. Now, as much as possible, and this is one of the cool thing about making this look kind of look seamless, try and put it right on top of the red scarf. So where you've already pinned everything, it'll keep it very secure. So since this scarf was the shortest, I'm going to be pinning it on this side. So making a tie here, and again I'm covering, making sure everything's covered. And now, of course, you're not just going to keep it like that. It really doesn't look good. What you're going to do is just bunch it up. I'm not sure if you can see what I'm doing, but just kind of bunch, take a pin, and pin it. You're going to do that like a few times so that it looks like it's all a big, huge, gigantic bow, I guess, in a way. I'm trying to show you, but my mirror is the opposite way, so that doesn't help me at all. So just bunching and then pinning. I'm sorry, guys. And the reason I'm not just stopping this video is because I don't want to restart the whole thing over. So I'm sorry, you'll have to put up with me this much longer. Okay, so then you take, so that's the bunching I did with the first string. I'm going to be doing the same thing with the other. And of course I usually manage to actually jab myself all the way through the skull. So it seems. Just be careful using straight pins. Alright. So I'm probably going to fix that blob later, but this is the idea behind the look. You might want to pin a few things more. I'm going to, just because I don't want the silver showing in the red scarf, but there you go. So that's the look. Very cute, really girly, very feminine, and especially if you're going to be wearing, in this case, I'm wearing this t-shirt, very simple shirt, Acadian shirt, shapeless. This girly look kind of helps with trying to look a little bit more feminine. So alright, this is the Acadian Day look. I wish you all a great, wonderful day, and I hope to inspire you to do your own look, either for a celebration, but also for any occasion you have out there. So thank you very much, and peace and blessings. See you next time.